Let us start with a bit of a story. Who doesn't like a story anyway? I had a good teacher in second grade. He always told us great stories about
Enough, Gramps! They want to hear about the game!
Dungeon Master, a great dungeon crawler RPG full of traps, monsters, and underground levels to explore. This game was made in 1987 by FTL Games. FTL, which stands for Faster Than Light, was a small group of 3 people who made video games in the 80s up to the early 90s. Pretty much all of their games became bestsellers and were critically acclaimed. But before I go straight to the game this review is about, let's take a quick look at the other games that FTL made before Dungeon Master.
This game is about Zed, that's his name, Zed, a slave that has been in glass mines his entire life. His uncle dies, leaving him with his ship. To earn his freedom, Zed has to start a colony for a religious order. That's an unusual story, right? Well, let's get the other game out of the way now. Oiz is more arcade action oriented. In this game, you have to rescue android slaves by destroying what they call a biocrete ground base, or I could just say a jail. The game is inspired by classics such as Asteroids and Gravitar, to name a few. But now, let's get to our main feature.
He has taken over the dungeon and seeks the power gem. He wants to rule over you, to destroy civilization, to send every living creature into chaos. Mountain Highest rumored to be the resting place of the powerful power gem. Theron and his master, the Grey Lord, were on the verge of making a great discovery. The Grey Lord have found the power gem. Theron tried to stop his master from extracting the gem's power without him, but it was too late. Grey Lord started chanting his spell, but he had it wrong. The universe exploded and split his body into 2 parts, good and evil. The explosion sent them both into limbo while war raged on the earth. As a ghost, Theron returned. I exist in limbo now. I can't move in this world as you can, and that's why you must go into the dungeon and stop him.
So, finally, Dungeon Master. This is where you begin your quest, in the Hall of Champions. 24 species to choose from. There's humans and also other beings that are not so much human. That room used to give me the creeps when I was younger, thinking that all these champions died trying to get to Lord Chaos, and now we're also getting down there? Not really reassuring. When you check each champion stat, you have the choice of resurrecting or reincarnating a champion. Resurrecting keeps all skills and statistics, so it will be a little bit easier in the beginning. Reincarnating removes all skill levels. In my opinion, reincarnating is better, because when you make that choice, it slightly improves the champion's statistics, and you will also progress quickly and gain points faster. Let me explain the on-screen elements real quick. At the top of the screen, you have your champions, up to 4. Their 2 hands, you can equip or hold things, and 3 bars. From left to right, health, stamina, and mana. Watching your HP is not all. Your stamina, the second bar, is also critical. If it drops below half, the carrying capacity will drop, and that will make you move really slow, making you an easy prey for monsters. This section with strange signs is where you make magic happen. These signs are called runes. You can make all sorts of spells depending on the symbols you choose one after the other. And there's also the movement keys and the attack buttons. This is a really user-friendly interface with bold lines that help keep things simple. There is puzzles on all floors in this game. Some are easy and some are tougher. Here's a simple foot switch example. If you go straight, you will close the door. Bypass the second switch and voila! There are many ways to open doors to progress in the game. You can pay with coins. Some doors open with magic. Here also, to close the pit, I must push on the switch on the other side of the door. Neat trick. And sometimes there is no other choice than breaking through. Teleporters are a cool element of the gameplay. Here I have to drop something that will teleport to the switch that closes the pit. This is a training puzzle here just to make you understand the teleporter's mechanic. As the game progresses, the puzzles and monsters get harder. And that's what makes the game so good. You have to be strategic to stay alive and keep a pen and a piece of paper close by. You will need it to map some floors the old school way. Don't you dare searching the internet for maps. Oh, and as you can see here, the enemies are giving me a real bad time. So sometimes it's really an intelligent thing to just escape, get some sleep, and then come back later to kill those bastards. You can throw pretty much anything at enemies, and that will hurt them. This also gives you experience points in the ninja skill. Now we arrive to level 4. The game says it all. Prepare to meet your doom. It's as if, the game wants you to know that from now on it's not gonna be as easy as it was for the first 3 levels. Before that it was more like a walkthrough. The puzzles were simple, the enemies were really easy to kill, so now it's gonna get a little bit tougher. This is a good place to make experience points because there is respawning spots on that level and you can kill the enemies, they just reappear soon after. So you stay in one spot, you defeat them, then they come back, you defeat them again and again and again. So if you're a little bit low on HP, you just go back to a safe spot, sleep, and go back to kill the enemies. Almost every action in the game will give you experience points in a certain skill. There are 15 levels to each skill. The first 4 basic skills are Fighter, Ninja, Priest, and Wizard. 16 hidden skills, depending on the actions you choose, will upgrade your basic skill levels. For example, if you swing, thrust, or parry, that will give you experience points in the Fighter skill. But throwing or shooting will upgrade the Ninja skill. Each level up in a certain basic skill will enhance precise elements for your statistics. The game will help you by leaving scrolls with spells all around the dungeon. Some of these spells can also be contained inside the flask as long as you have one equipped in hand. This way you save time in executing a spell. These little guys. Beware of them as they will steal some of your stuff and run away. Listen to their annoying attack sound. Don't worry, they only steal what is in your hands. Now, as we get deeper into this cold and scary dungeon, it gets trickier. I started this level and took the time to do some grinding, so my 2 beasts of a team did progress quite well. You will face all sorts of confusing puzzles, and even though the dungeon walls always look the same, you really feel a sense of accomplishment as you get closer and closer to the Dark Lord. There is so many things to say about Dungeon Master, but I think I'll just leave to you the pleasure of discovering what lies hidden in the depths of the dungeon. But before the end of this video, I really wanted to give a big 2 thumbs up to my good friend Joey St. German. He's the one that has been playing the game from the beginning of this video. There's a reason why I really wanted him precisely to play the game. It is because when I was around 12 or 13 years old, we used to play that game a couple of days before Christmas every year in a row. We couldn't just stop the game. We started it, we just ate and slept, that's all. So thanks, Joe, for the great memories, and thanks to you for watching the video. But stay tuned because Alex and I have something good coming for you.